My name is Lupita A. Castillo. I'm 30 years old, and the night Adrian told me we were better as friends, I learned that sometimes the most powerful answer is not crying, begging, or demanding an explanation. Sometimes it is simply believing someone the first time they demote you. He said it while swirling wine in his glass, like we were discussing restaurant options instead of the end of 3 years. The apartment was softly lit. The dinner I had cooked still scented the air. Garlic, herbs, roasted vegetables, the kind of meal I used to make when I wanted the evening to feel warm. Adrian sat across from me at the small dining table, looking almost regretful in the candlelight, but there was something restless under his skin. His foot tapped against the hardwood. His eyes kept moving to my face and away again. "We're better as friends," he said. Not, "I'm confused." Not, "I need to talk." Not even, "I'm sorry." Friends. He offered the word like a gift I should be grateful to receive. I leaned back in my chair and studied him. Adrian had been rehearsing this. I could hear it in the rhythm of his voice, too smooth in some places, too careful in others. He wanted a reaction. Tears maybe, anger maybe, a speech about everything we had built, anything that would let him feel important on his way out. "Okay," I said. "If that's what you want." His eyebrows twitched. That was not the script. "You're just too much sometimes," he continued, words coming faster now. "I need space to breathe, to figure myself out. I don't want to hurt you, Lupita, but I can't keep pretending I'm ready for something permanent when I'm not." I nodded slowly. The clock on the wall ticked between us, loud, almost rude. "I'll always love you," he added, reaching across the table to squeeze my hand. "Just not like that." His thumb rubbed circles over my skin, the old comforting gesture that once made me soften instantly. Now it felt like he was trying to soothe his own guilt using my body. I looked at the plate in front of him. He had finished the dinner before ending us. That detail landed strangely. I wondered whether he had planned the breakup before or after asking for seconds. "I get it," I said, sliding my hand out from under his. "No hard feelings." His face shifted. Confusion first, then irritation, maybe even disappointment. He had come here prepared to be the strong one, the brave one, the man mature enough to walk away cleanly. Instead, I was sitting there calm while he fumbled for control. "You're taking this really well," he said. It sounded like an accusation. "What's there to take badly?" I asked. "You said we're better as friends. I believe you." The wine glass clinked when he set it down too hard. "I just expected you to, I don't know, fight for us." That almost made me laugh. "You're breaking up with me," I said, "and you're upset I'm not arguing?" His cheeks flushed. There it was, the real injury. Not losing me, losing the performance of me falling apart. "I just thought what we had meant more to you," he muttered. "It did," I said, "but I'm not going to beg someone to stay when he already wants to leave." The silence that followed was thick and uncomfortable. Adrian opened his mouth, closed it, then stood abruptly. His chair scraped against the floor. "I guess that's that then." "I guess so." He hesitated by the door, waiting for one final line, one crack, one desperate question he could carry away as proof that I was still emotionally kneeling somewhere behind him. I gave him nothing. "I'll text you," he said. "Sure," I replied. "Take care." The door closed softly behind him. I sat there for a long moment, listening to the refrigerator hum and the distant traffic outside. Then I pulled out my phone and ordered pizza, because I was hungry, my dinner had gone cold, and my life was not over. It was just different. 3 days later, the first text came. "Hey, can we talk?" I waited until after lunch to answer. Sure, what's up? The typing bubble appeared immediately, vanished, then appeared again. I just miss you. This feels weird. I stared at the message, knowing exactly what he wanted. He wanted me to say I missed him too, that I had been waiting by the phone, that friendship was just a doorway back into the old version of me. Instead, I typed, yeah, breakups are weird. His answer came fast. Are you okay? Like, really okay? I could almost feel his frustration through the screen. He needed me wounded enough to still be useful. I'm good, I replied. Went hiking yesterday. Weather was nice. The typing bubble stayed for a full minute. Then finally, oh, that's good. Yes, I thought. It was. 2 weeks later, Adrian called at 1:17 in the morning. I watched the screen glow in the dark beside my bed and let it ring until it died. The next morning, I listened to the voicemail while making breakfast. His words were loose, slurred around the edges, with the clink of glass somewhere behind him. I don't get why you're being like this, he said. We said we'd stay friends. Friends answer when friends call. I texted him around noon. Hey, saw I missed your call. Everything all right? 5 minutes later, his reply came. No. Marina and I got in a huge fight. I really needed someone to talk to. Marina. The co-worker he had sworn was harmless. The ex-girlfriend he said only understood him professionally now. The woman whose name had started appearing in his stories before he ever said we're better as friends. That sucks, I replied. Hope you two work it out. The typing bubble appeared, disappeared, then came back. Are you serious? That's all you have to say? I waited an hour before answering. What do you want me to say? I don't know. Maybe act like you care, like we actually meant something to each other. I put my phone down and finished my coffee. When I checked again, there were 3 more messages. You're really just going to ignore me now? This isn't what friends do. Whatever. I see how it is. I did not reply. A month after the breakup, he asked me to help him move. My lease is up, he texted. I could really use an extra set of hands Saturday. I stared at the message for a while, then laughed once. Not because it was funny, but because the audacity had become almost elegant. He did not want me as his girlfriend, but he still wanted girlfriend-level labor. He wanted the soft landing without the relationship, the loyalty without the commitment, the old version of me available on request. Can't, I replied. Busy that day. Doing what? Stuff. Hours passed. Then, late that night, he wrote, most people would at least pretend to have a real excuse. Most exes wouldn't ask their ex to help them move closer to their new girlfriend, I wrote back. The bubble appeared and vanished several times. Finally, he sent, I thought we were better than this. Better than what? Acting like strangers, like none of it mattered. I let that sit between us. Then I typed, we're not strangers, we're friends. You said so yourself. Friends help each other. Friends also respect when someone says they're busy. He left me on read. After that, the messages slowed. Occasional check-ins. How are you? Saw that place you liked downtown. Remember that movie we hated? They felt less like genuine concern and more like probes, little fishing hooks dropped into the quiet to see whether the old Lupita would bite. I answered politely, vaguely. Never enough for him to build a bridge back. Then one night, he finally cracked. I can't do this, he wrote. You're so cold now. It's like you're a completely different person. I considered my response for a long moment. Then I typed, no, I'm the same. You're just seeing me from a different angle. What's that supposed to mean? It means friends don't get the same version of me that you did. You wanted a demotion. Congratulations. You got it. He did not reply, but I knew Adrian. Silence from him was never surrender. It was regrouping. The first time he truly lost control was over his birthday. At 8:03 in the morning, his text came through. You didn't even say happy birthday! I waited until after work to answer. Oh, is it today? Happy birthday. His reply was immediate. You never forgot before. I could picture his face, wounded and disbelieving, the expression he wore whenever reality failed to bend around him. Sorry, I typed. Been busy. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, then returned. Marina forgot too. I spent the whole day alone. There it was. I did not answer. By week 6, the calls became more frequent. Late-night drunk dials first, then midday calls, then finally the 3 a.m. emergency ringtone that meant Adrian had decided his pain should become my problem. I silenced my phone and went back to sleep. The next morning, there were 17 missed calls and 1 message. I needed you last night. I made coffee before responding. Everything okay? No. Marina and I broke up. I was a mess and you couldn't even answer your phone. That sucks, I replied. You should call a friend. I was calling a friend. I looked at the word friend on my screen and felt nothing. Oh, right, I typed. Well, I was asleep. Try a therapist. For the first time, I understood the difference between being cruel and being finished. I was not cruel. I was simply no longer available. Adrian showed up at my apartment on a Tuesday evening. I opened the door to find him standing there with messy hair, smudged eyes, and the faint smell of cigarettes clinging to his jacket. He looked like he had rehearsed pain in the mirror, then discovered halfway over that the real thing was uglier. You're ignoring me, he said, voice trembling. I leaned against the doorframe. No, I've answered your text. You know what I mean. His hands clenched at his sides. His eyes moved past my shoulder, searching my apartment for pieces of the life he remembered. The framed photo that used to sit near the bookshelf was gone. His favorite mug was gone. The blanket he always stole from my couch was folded neatly in a closet now, because I liked my couch better without his ghost on it. This isn't how friends act, he said. You're right, I replied calmly. Friends don't owe each other midnight crisis calls. Friends don't scream at each other for having boundaries. Friends don't show up unannounced, demanding emotional labor. His face twisted. Since when are you this emotionless? Since you told me we were better as friends. He stared at me, and for the first time, I saw it click. This was not revenge. This was not a strategy to make him jealous. I had simply accepted the title he gave me and removed everything that no longer belonged to it. You don't get to hate me for treating you exactly how you asked to be treated, I said. Tears spilled down his face. Not the soft, controlled kind he used when he wanted sympathy. These were messy, frustrated tears. You were supposed to. His voice broke. What? I asked. Wait around as your backup plan? Stay available in case Marina didn't work out? He did not answer. He did not need to. That silence told the whole story better than any confession could have. He had not asked for friendship. He had asked for a storage unit for my love, somewhere he could leave it while he tried something else, expecting it to still be there when he came back. I stepped back and reached for the door. You should go. For a second, I thought he would argue. Then his shoulders dropped. All the fight drained out of him at once, leaving only the outline of a man who had mistaken access for affection. The door closed between us, and the strangest thing happened. I felt nothing. His last text came a week later. Maybe we could try again. I stared at it for a long moment, then typed, No, we're better as friends, remember? Then I blocked his number. The sun was shining that morning. I had brunch plans with people who actually wanted me around. Just like that, I was free. 6 months later, I saw Adrian in a coffee shop. He was sitting alone by the window, staring into a half-empty cup. No Marina, no friends, just him, a paperback he was not reading, and the tired look of someone who had finally reached the end of his own performance. For 1 second, I considered leaving. Instead, I ordered my drink and waited near the counter. He saw me when the barista called my name. His eyes widened. Hope came first, then panic, then shame. He opened his mouth like he might call out. I gave him a polite nod, the kind you give an acquaintance from a life you barely remember. Then I took my coffee and walked out. Mutual friends told me things after that, even when I did not ask. He asks about you. He's not doing great. Marina really messed him up. He says you changed. I never responded to those updates. They were not my business anymore. A year to the day after the breakup, I got a follower request from him on Instagram. His profile picture looked different, older somehow. I swiped it away. Later that night, a message request appeared. I saw your post about the promotion. Congratulations. You always said you'd get there. I deleted it, unread. Months later, a delivery man rang my bell with roses. Adrian's favorite kind, not mine. That almost made me laugh. Even his apology flowers were centered on himself. An hour later, an unknown number texted, "Did you get them?" I blocked it without replying. The flowers stayed outside all night. By morning, they had wilted. I threw them in the dumpster on my way to work. Somewhere along the way, I stopped counting how long it had been. I stopped wondering whether he would reach out. I stopped caring if he regretted it. The greatest revenge was never hatred. It was peace. And mine had finally arrived.